because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. For my Lord is offering a harvest of wonderful blessings. Make you small son a good Christian. Make you small son a good Christian. My knees on the floor to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, crystal eyes, colors of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start. When the sun turns off the moonlight, we get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise. And on the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. On the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, and the new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. And before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30-minute presentation followed by a Q&A. After the presentation, we will also have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. We also would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concafras Americas through their Facebook and will also be retransmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. East by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. And now we have a special invitation for those who want to learn more about Spiritism. Get to Know Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East, and new classes will be starting on fall. September 9 is the start date, and more information will be given soon. So stay tuned if you are interested. Did you know that we offer virtual live gospel at home? The Gospel at Home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the Gospel at Home study meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it, so please let us know. You are also welcome to include your or someone else's name on the list for positive vibrations, incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please find the link in the chat. So the topic of today's meeting is much will be asked of him who has received much. From chapter 18, many are called, but few are chosen. Items 10 to 16, which will be facilitated by our brother Rod from Ottawa. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will be addressing the questions at the end of the talk. And now we would like to invite our tonight's speakers, and that also will be doing our opening prayer. So welcome, Rod.
Hello, Larissa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I will see you in the end.
Thank you. Okay, let's start with our opening prayer. Let's close our eyes, elevate our thoughts, and mentalize the image of Jesus, knowing that He is in our side all the time that we need. He knows much more about ourselves than we know, and can guide us through the path of evolution. So we thank him for this night, this opportunity to be here together. And this talk of the night will give us also the reflection about the abundance in our life and how we are using the resources that we have. And all the talents that we receive from the divine providence. Let's request the inspiration, the good idea to apply that in our daily lives in order to benefit not only ourselves in the moral perspective, but also those in our side, our family, our friends, and even those who are in need and receive less than we have. And let's transform the opportunities in charitable help, not only about the material things, but also in acts of goodwill, listening our families and friends and give them a good advice. So we thank Jesus, the good spirits, for this opportunity, and we ask them to be with us today and always. So be it. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here tonight. Let me just start sharing my screen. Yeah, okay, perfect. Great. Okay. And as Larissa was mentioning, today we will discuss the chapter 18, which is many are called but few are chosen, specific items 10 to 16 from the Gospel according to Spiritism, under the topic of much will be asked of him who has received much. So I'm starting with the item number 10, who brought us an important concept of the gospel sale. The servant who knows the master's will and does not get ready or does not do what the master wants will be beaten with many blows. And here we can make a parallel of the knowledge, of the opportunities, the talents that we receive in our life, and we have many, right? And if you're not getting ready, it means if you're not using those talents, those opportunities to accomplish the master's will, and then we can understand God's will, to help ourselves in this life, to transform this life in an opportunity for us to evolve, we will be beaten by many blows, and that the difficulties that we are creating for ourselves will follow, maybe not only in this life, but also now knowing the perspective of this, the presence of the spiritual realm, those difficulties can follow as well. And he continues saying, but the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. And what he's trying to say here under the Gospel of Luke, Jesus is saying it's very important for us to understand the level of knowledge, the level of receiving that we have in our life will also be the same. It will be the same proportion of what will we ask for us to do it, right? And then he's saying, for everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. So we know the life that we have, it's full of opportunities. We have all the technology, we have all the possibilities, the knowledge, the capacity to do great things. And for that great things, I don't mean we need to build a rocket to go to the stars, but to do something in our daily life, to listen to someone who are in need, to help a brother or a sister passing through who is in need of material help or maybe moral help. And so if you have that possibility, we should change our attitude and do more. And this is a very personal perspective because we know our difficulties, we know our possibilities. All of us have a busy life, right? With many situations like family, work, studies, but it's also our responsibility to transform those accomplishments in something that can be distributed among our existence in this incarnated life. So you may ask yourself, how much did I receive? And again, it's much more than a material thinking. But even though if we start from that perspective and open a broader vision of your reality, we can for sure see lots of people who has less than we have. Sometimes we'll face a small difficulty, like, I don't know, our internet will start working, or maybe it's another small problem and we can, oh my gosh, we can suffer a lot. We think, oh my, what's happening? Why that's happening with me? When we know there's millions of people that don't have even water, clean water to drink. And that's a situation like you may see yourself now and say, oh, I don't have too much. But then when you open your vision and start seeing other people from different places, maybe in your own city, we don't need to think about different countries, but yeah, we can do it. Another continent, but probably in your neighbor, you see people who are in need or receive less, and that can be again under many perspectives, not only money, but also health condition, family, work possibilities, etc. There's a lot of situations that we can think about it and then review our points to understand how much we really have in our lives. And most important, under this this talking for this night, not only knowing what we have or what we receive, but also how we are using it for ourselves, for the other people. And maybe this will be a good night for us to start including a very important word in our daily thinking, daily attitude, which is gratitude. And again, you maybe have, and I can tell you, sometimes I also have the same difficulties to find reasons to be grateful. But when we just stop a little bit to think about our health, and I'm not saying we don't need to be perfect in our health, we maybe have some difficulties also, but think about people who are in the hospital right now, all the difficulties they are facing, or they have a very, very um, difficult wellness, and they feel real, they have a difficult disease to deal with on a daily basis. And so we should be thankful for the good physical and mental health, and as well the opportunity to access healthcare or medical support when we need that. Right? Many people, they are not able to do this way. We should be grateful for our family, appreciate the opportunity of be with our family and friends, and be thankful for their presence in our life. Sometimes or many times we were and we are and we will be supported by them, by the loved ones, and share all the joys that we have in our small victories and our big victories. So that's very other important thing. We should also think about the basic needs that we are accomplish. Feel grateful because we have a roof over our heads, food on our table, and maybe access to the clean water, knowing, again, millions of people, they don't have that. And we should be thankful for our all the essential that we have. The opportunities for education, for build a career in our building our path, opportunity to develop our personal growth, right? Accumulate experience and memories, being thankful for the nature, so beautiful nature around us, and we need to stop sometimes to appreciate that. Right here in Canada, we have this amazing opportunity to see all the seasons, and every season can and it will bring us a great opportunity to appreciate, to stop and see that amazing snow, or the sun on the summer, and the flowers, etc., like the leaves on at the fall. And there's also opportunities to be thankful for our culture, for our art, for our security, for the moments of kindness. And that's also good because through the kindness, we can be someone or something in our attitude that can bring joy to the other people's life. And also we can distribute, as we are learning tonight, what we have, and give the joy to other people as well. So the gratitude, it's also an opportunity for us to recognize the presence of Jesus in our life. His presence as a great master, giving us the capacity of transforming ourselves, to evolve, to move beyond this life, this opportunity. And he's saying here, I have come into this world so that the blind will see and those who see will become blind. And the Pharisees say, "What? Are we blind too?" And that can be our also question, right? Can I think to myself, I am blind? And Jesus said, if you were blind, you would not be guilty of sin. But now that you claim you can see, your guilt remains. So, yes, we are not blind in all those aspects of life, but we are guilty if you're not using the knowledge, the capacity that we have from his teachings in our daily life, right? Are we using Jesus' teachings to make ourselves a better person, to transform our life in a more, how can I say, correct life? We are using the religious principles from the gospel to make the world a better place, or we are just using this amazing book, the knowledge from the Bible, to to read it, to talk about it as I'm doing tonight. But I need to think with myself also. I'm talking, but I'm doing as well, or I'm just here presenting some ideas, right? And see what the spirits are saying here. All those who know the presence, the precepts of Christ are surely blameworthy if they do not practice them. But besides the fact that the gospel that contains them has spread only in the Christian denominations, how many persons there are in them who do not read it? It means we can maybe say half, at least half of the world geographically knows, have a clear understanding about Jesus' life, presence and teachings. But even when we know that, and many of us not even read it, right? Don't ever stop a minute to learn about Jesus' teachings. And he's saying also how many there are who do not understand it. It means spend a time reading it, the Jesus' teachings, all the information from the Bible, right? Beyond that, and but not reflect about it, not stop to understand those teachings. So, in this aspect, us as a spiritist have an advantage, and this advantage is connected to the gospel according to Spiritism and also the other books, but because we have the same base and the same knowledge, all the Jesus teachings through the gospels, but we also have the extra explanation from the spirits who give who has the ability to see more clear than we have, and then can explain those teachings with more details, and that give us more, right? We are able to understand that more and really apply that better, but also make us, following the same principle, more responsible if we are not doing anything with that, right? And see what we have, the Spirit's teachings, which reproduce these maxims under different forms, and which develop and comment on them in order to put them within everyone's reach. See, the spirits, with their explanations, make possible to everyone. Doesn't matter the level of knowledge, academic, linguistically, it's for everyone because they are explaining details, all those teachings from Jesus, and saying, have the particularity of not being at all circumscribed and everyone, literate or illiterate, believing or disbelieving, Christian or not, can receive them because spirits communicate everywhere. So, my next question is knowledge enough? Great. We are spiritists. We have the book. We read it. We can have all that information by heart, but that is enough. It's enough for us have the knowledge, and absolutely, it's very important. Otherwise, we cannot change from that step. But much more than the knowledge is the act who will make all that process different. So we need to understand the responsibility that we have of acting. Being chosen is not an excuse for complacency, but then understanding the invitation, understanding what the knowledge can do it for us, we should put in practice, and that will make the world different. That can transform the world in a better place. So they cannot offer an excuse either their lack of instruction or the obscurity of the teachings by their allegorical meaning. So if some teachings from Jesus are complex under the lens of Spiritist Talks, we understand that in full. So we cannot blame any complexity of the information, but for sure, right? And we should blame ourselves if you're not doing enough, or if you're not, if you didn't understand yet. Maybe you need to spend more time on it, review that information, and I can talk to you about myself. Every time when I read the same, can be the same topic every day, and I will learn something from it. And maybe because I'm changing as well, now or maybe tomorrow, that knowledge will be different. And I will have the opportunity to reinterpret that in my life and have something different to make the analogy. So if, and the spirits are saying here, if we are going beyond the curiosity, we can transform our hearts and our life. So that knowledge can make us less vain, less proud, less selfish, be less attached to the material things. And why is that? Because we learn from them, from the Spiritists, that life is much more than it. And it will continue after, right? There's no meaning of being attached to our material possessions, knowing they are not, first, they are not really ours. We are just have them for a moment. Secondly, those material possessions, they are opportunity for us to move ahead in our lives, not to keep them for ourselves. So this is why the Spiritist teachings give us this opportunity. Also, knowing we are building relationships from the as opportunities to fix from the past, and also to build a new ones from the future. This also gives us the reason to be better towards our neighbors. If with all this knowledge, with all those steps, and we are not doing anything, we will be very guilty, right? We are more guilty because they have a greater means of knowing about the truth. We know more. We have this amazing communications, like all those books from Allan Kardec and many others, great authors or codifiers, but we need to do something about it, right? And as spiritists, we know mediums receive those communications, and they are more guilty if they are not doing anything with that. Because sometimes, as a mediums, we can think, okay, I am a better person because I am important. I'm receiving communication from the spirits. But if you dive a little bit deeper on that uh, information about what means be a medium, we will understand that who receive more information probably, and for sure actually, have more to accomplish and have more responsibility. It means the mediumship is an opportunity, is a tool for us to help others, but most of all to help ourselves with our debts. And I don't mean our physical debts, but our moral debts. So we have more to work than the others, and this is why we receive this working tool, which is our mediumship. So the first one who will change from spiritual learning teaching, sorry, will be the medium itself, because we will learn directly, right? The message coming is from him. And I can tell you tonight, who must have to do something with this information? It's myself. And I'm here presenting is not by accident that I'm doing this talking tonight, because absolutely I have a lot to learn under this topic. And I cannot ignore that situation, right? And say, okay, I'm here as someone who is doing the teachings, who is presenting, sorry, the teachings, not, and there's nothing to do with me. It's opposite, right? If I'm here and nothing is by mistake, it's absolutely I am one of who needs that the most. So another important question: why is it that spiritists tend to feel more guilty about not acting? Well, because the path of spiritual growth, as we know, involves not only personal development, but also a commitment to serve and uplift those around us. So, fostering a more compassionate, human, and harmonious society is part of our work. So, when we learn all that, when we have those tools to act, we can do more. We can change ourselves more with more solid basis. But if you're not doing anything, so we'll be more guilty. And then we have this quote from Jesus saying, if you were blind, you would not have seen it. Jesus meant that blameworthiness is proportional to one's enlightenment. And we can get scary here because I want to learn more. I want to change. I want to study Jesus' teachings. I want to do the self-enlightenment process. But every step that I move forward, I have a new responsibility. And this is the way life works, right? It's the same. Every student from the first grade to the second, to the third, and so on, will receive more complex tasks. They will, the society, right, the school society will give that student more freedom to act, and also if he or she commit any mistakes, more will be requested from him, right? More information, more correct attitude. As long we get maturity, we grow old, we also get more responsibility. This is the normal curve of life, the material life, but also the spiritual life as well. So every step that we move us ahead, we can be more reprehensible under God's eyes because we know more, right? We have more capability of doing. So Spiritism has multiplied the number of those who are called. Yes, because the information is open. Because of the faith provided, it also multiplied the number of those who are chosen. Spiritist teachings, and I want to go beyond the label of spiritist, because this is can be those teachings can be for everyone, Christian religions, or even not, like someone who has no religion at all. If you stop a little bit to read about it, will be a grateful, because it's a way to prepare us for our spiritual life today, right? Every act is accountable for our future, and also make us understand the difficulties that we are facing now, because it's giving us a vision of the past as well. So spirituals are giving us more opportunity. It's calling. The calls are broader, and of course emphasize the opportunity of be choosing, because make the knowledge easy. And I like to ask you, or maybe I ask myself, have I been called? And you can think about yourself. Okay, the teachings are here. I know the Bible. I know Jesus. I may know or not the gospel according to Spiritism, but now it's opportunity to learn. So have I been called? You can think about it your life, like maybe through your family there are some calls happening, opportunities to help, maybe not in your home, but someone who lives in another place that you know a friend. Every day when you go to work, maybe you find people there on the streets asking for help, or even though those who you don't know, they are in need right now, but you can stop to talk to them and truly listen what they are saying. So are many opportunities. The opportunities are there for us. It's low hanging fruits, as we say, right, in English. They are there for us to catch, and that can make a huge difference on their lives. So the disciples asked Jesus, "Why do you speak in parables?" And they are saying, and he responded, "Because to you it has been given to know the mysteries of kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given." And this is important because, again, from the spirit's communication to Allan Kardec at the beginning, and now for many others mediums, those parables, or maybe some complexity of Jesus' teachings, were completely taken away, right? And now it means we are ready. We are ready to learn. We are ready to transform our lives. And that can, as long we are ready to hear and understand and apply in practice, that can be a completely word transformation. So pay close attention to what you heard. For the same measure you be used on you, that you have used to measure others, you will be given even more. So it's time for us, it's opportunity to us to review our measurements when we are doing the analysis for others' attitude. Sometimes we are very straightforward and cruel, and maybe it's time to think about it. Why I'm doing this? This is the way I think people should treat myself. Should I be more open to understand the mistakes of others as they could be my mistakes? And even if I look to them and say, okay, I'm not committing that mistakes because I'm a different person, or I'm not doing that the same mistakes. Well, our life is different. Maybe if you have the same life, following the same steps with same family and difficulties, etc., we may do even worse than they are doing. And that it's for us to not criticize, but maybe offer help. If I cannot offer any help, I just keep quiet, right? But if I can do something, again, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about listening. I'm talking about giving a good piece of advice. It will be given to him who already has, and it will be taken away from him who does not have. And when we read this quote from Jesus, it's for us to think about it. And here we need to go beyond the material things, the possessions. We need to think about the opportunities that we have in our heart to act, to understand those divine concepts and transform the teachings in true love. Right? We are living God's Jesus' teachings are love in action, and we need to put that love in action to transform. So that's much more when we do more, when we apply that more we will receive in benefit, right? It's something that never erase itself, right? Love is always multiply itself when we act, when we do something about it. And if we are doing anything with our gifts, with our talents, those talents will be taken away from us because they have a purpose in our life, right? To help us to evolve, to be a better person. If you're doing anything with that, we will lose that. As we lose opportunities, and that those opportunities, they are coming every day in our life, and we should pay attention on it because that can transform those efforts to like small ones every day can be a huge transformation in our lives. From him who has nothing or who has little, it shall be taken away. So it's the same, it's a very figurative idea here, because God does not take away anything from his creatures, right? From us. And the opposite, he gives us much more than we need. But sometimes we are not capable of seeing, we cannot hear that, we cannot open our minds for those learnings, and we are not able to interpret the situations in our daily lives like amazing possibilities that we are receiving, and we are not seeing that. So this chapter tells us about the story of a son who receives the seeds and the land from his father, but do nothing with that, and they lose because the land needs daily work. The seeds needs to be planted on the right time, on the right season, and all the care must be applied to that, so the crops will grow. And the gospel reflects about the situation, saying the father gave everything for the son, but the son didn't nothing with that, right? And lose the opportunity. And he cannot blame his father for his difficulties because the father provides all the tools, right? Provide the land, provide the crop, the seeds, all the tools, and he didn't act on that. So it's like us. God give us everything. Give us the amazing land, give us the opportunity, all the tools that we need to succeed in our life. But if we are not doing anything with that, we cannot blame him, right? We need to blame ourselves. And most of all, the best scenario is not blame anyone. We need to open our eyes today and start seeing all the opportunities that we have in our life. So we can enjoy the season, put the seed in the right place, and see the crops of patient, moral improvement growing in our hearts. Not all those who say to me, Lord, Lord, we will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who has done the will of my Father who is in heaven. Again, we already have this specific teachings about this amazing quote, and is not from our mouth, right? It's from our heart. And most of all, our attitude of transformation, starting obviously with ourselves. Is not is it's enough to wear the uniform of the Lord to be faithful servant? Is it enough to say, I am a Christian to follow Christ? We know that no, right? We even don't have to say anything about it, but we have to act. We have to do something. We don't need to go outside tomorrow when trying to transform the entire world. We can start small attitudes, looking to ourselves first and fixing ours. I don't know, I cannot talk about you, but I can talk about myself. Like I have many opportunities to fix on myself, like mistakes, small problems, difficult to act under the lens of the gospel. So if I pay attention on myself every day a little bit, I can act and do the transformation that's necessary. Look for the true Christians, and you will recognize them by their deeds. A good tree cannot bear a bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear a good fruit. So, uh, any tree that does not bear good fruits is cut down and cast into fire. Ask yourself, I am bearing good fruits. My acts are good. My thoughts are good. My words are good. Are those doing good to someone besides myself? Then you can see if you are a good tree or a bad tree. And the good thing about it, we still have time of transformation, right? We still have time to review this tree that we are and start transforming bad fruits and good fruits. And here they are saying the tree is always good, but the gardener are bad. When we try to transform as a gardener, transform the tree, move like shape in a different form, fashion it according to their own ideas. So this is a problem. We know the formula. The gospel is the formula. All the information are there for us to use. We don't need to create a new tree, understanding the tree of life, right? We just need to be with it, with heart, read, applying our practice. We will not be perfect by any means, right? But the perfection itself is a building process as we go step by step. So we don't need to transform the life. We can accept that and apply the knowledge from the gospel. So we will live difficult success in a different perception. Many are called, but few are chosen. This because they are monopolizers of the bread of life, just as often they are material bread. Do not align yourself with them. The tree that bears good fruit must give it to all. So seek, and that can be you as it's me, right? Seek who are hungry and give them something. And the hungry is not only the food, right? The material food, but the hungry about a word that can give compassion, can give peace, can give the warm feeling of okay, I'm passing for a difficult, but it's just a moment. The life is more than that, and that can transform anything. So maybe the Lord is blessings bless you. Maybe the God of light illumine you, and may the tree of life abundantly shed its fruit over you. We have to believe and pray, and you have to think about it. Like, has God chosen me? And I can tell you, yes, chose you, and keep doing that every day in your life, because this life, this material life, this incarnate life, is the first sign of you being chosen, because it's amazing opportunity for all of us to transform ourselves and help people around us. And I like to finalize my talk this night with this idea from Mahatma Gandhi, when he said, a person is but a product of their thoughts, what they think they become. And I like to stop a little bit and review this quote. You can, as I can, all of us can be a better one. We need to think, learn, and act on it. So we will be the transformation that we want in this world, in this life. So I like to thank you for the opportunity, and I'm open to any comments or questions you may have.
Thank you, Rod, for your presentation and reflections of this lesson. I feel that this whole chapter, is just saying to us that we need to put into practice, right?
Yeah, it's a great it's simple and great lesson, as all the lessons should be. And again, every slide that I create for this, I was saying, oh, it's for me. And I need this, I need this. It's a great teaching for
Yeah.
sure.
In what you were saying about perspectives, right? That sometimes we will only be able to see how grateful we are when we look to others' examples. And because we are in a world of, we are transitioning right now, but we are still in a world of proof and expiation. So, yeah, we will see a lot of different examples on how we are blessed every day. Just to wake up and have another day of life, that could be the main blessing, right?
Absolutely. And sometimes with all of us, right, we feel like blue, we feel sad in our life for for a reason. We should stop a little bit and do charity, like,
Hmm.
because when we see other people and we are with them, see their difficulties, understand their lives, that is uplifting for us, can
Hmm.
do a huge difference.
Yeah. So we had one comment from um, Rodrigo. He mentioned that my mom has a friend who got incapacitated for several months, and as she recovered, how grateful she was for being able to do something as simple as walking to the restroom by herself. So that's the perspective, also. I feel that all of us probably have passed through some health issues, like even if it's not that uh, severe, but I feel like it's where we see how much we should be grateful to every day we'll wake up and do like simple things, just breathing, or being able to walk and to do simple things that we know that a lot of people may be struggling, right?
Yeah, and this comment from Rodrigo is great, because exactly, if it, we may think, oh, I don't have anything, right? Oh my gosh, my life's so difficult. Just stop and thinking about like all the amazing things that you have, like just simple acts that we can go, we can walk, we can see, we can. There's so many things that we can list here as an amazing thing, and many people cannot do it. So yeah, we need to open our eyes broadly to see all the advantages that we have in our life. Absolutely.
And the responsibility, right, that you were talking about. I really like the analogy with the father that gives the son all the tools and the seeds and the land. And that's basically, it's easy for us to just look at God and say, oh, like it's super hard. I don't have everything that I need. But in the end, and with Spiritism, we know that our incarnation is planned for us to have the best conditions for us to succeed. So that's one thing that we always need to remember, is that we are not alone, like we are not abandoned, and that whatever we are going through, like even though it may be like a real struggle or a real difficulties, it's always in the best interest of our own progression, right?
Yeah, like all the materials or physical difficulties that we are facing, and we are facing at some point, at some level, they are huge opportunity for our spiritual development. We just need to learn from it and apply in our daily lives, and be patient, because it's a moment of transformation. And again, when we think, oh, maybe I'm not a chosen one, right? This was not with me. But if we are here as incarnate beings, we know we are being chosen, and there is a lot of that we can accomplish in this life.
Of course. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
No. Well, it's that let's try to be more aware about the opportunities that we have in our daily lives, so we can transform those opportunities in something real.
That's awesome. Thank you so much once again
Thank
for your
you.
time and for your reflections. And thank you all for the comments and the participation in the chat. We will now be moving on for the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So, what is a spiritual treatment? PASS is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. PASSes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. And during the pass, the water that you set aside will also be absorbing the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. So let's close our eyes once again and elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus and the friendly spirits that are here with us tonight. Master Jesus, we thank you for this opportunity to learn more about Spiritism in your teachings. We ask your help on our spiritual journey. May we be able to apply your teachings of love and charity in all areas of our lives. And may our heart be this good soil where your word will be able to create roots, and that we may be bearing fruits that will help not only our own life, but all the people that are surrounding us. We also would like to put into your hands everyone that is currently in our praying book, incarnate or discarnate. May each of them receive your love, your peace, good vibrations in their heart, so they can be assisted in whatever they are needing right now. We also would like to ask for your protection for the week that we still have ahead. And we trust that you will be with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil. Washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light, for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafras Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and Spiritist Group Paths of Light. Have a good night.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith